If you want to be the next Connor Bedard, the first question you have to ask is how much money does your parents have, and are they prepared to invest in your future as an athlete? Most people know that Canada's national winter sport is expensive to play, but various factors have conspired over the last 10 to 15 years to make minor hockey dramatically more expensive, pricing out middle-class families. These days, more and more of the players that go on to play major junior, college, and ultimately pro hockey are from wealthy backgrounds. It's a far cry from the days when NHL legends like Gordie Howe honed their game on used skates on frozen prairie ponds. As recently as the 1970s, most professional players came from families in which fathers worked in farming, fishing, logging, or other blue-collar trades. Wayne Gretzky's father, Walter Gretzky, worked as a telephone repairman. Fast track to the 21st century, and kids as young as 5 are being enrolled in programs costing as much as $15,000 a year just to give them the shot at the big leagues. I'm talking dryland training, power skating, and conditioning. In today's video, let's answer the question, has hockey become a game only for the rich? This year's NHL draft was held at the Vegas Sphere, and of the 32 players drafted in the first round, 22 of them were born in Canada or the United States. And of those 22 players, 10 of them attended prep schools before they left for junior. That's 45%. So if almost 50% of first rounders went to prep schools, why don't all hockey parents send their kids to these schools? Well, prep school tuition and fees, which include the academic, boarding, and hockey expenses, can range from $30,000 to $60,000 per year. Another thing is, kids often move away from home at the age of 14 or 15, which is a big adjustment for them. The origin of prep schools in Canada can be traced back to the Molson Open Ice Summit on Player Development in 1999. This was following Canada's disastrous 4th place finish at the Nagano Olympics. The country's top hockey minds became concerned that not enough high-end skilled players were being produced. One recommendation was to adopt the European model of hockey academies, which helped players get closer to what Malcolm Gladwell termed the 10,000-hour rule, for gaining expertise at a skill by spending additional time on the ice. Most people in the hockey community have heard of Shattuck St. Mary's, a prep school in Minnesota that Crosby, Taves, McKinnon, and other NHL superstars attended. Can you guess how much it costs for room and board for international students? It's $73,000, and the team plays 55 games, which is a lot of hockey. And let's not forget that this is high school tuition for kids aged 14 to 15 years old. In the 2024 NHL draft class, 4 of the first round picks attended Shattuck. Macklin Celebrini played 2 seasons there. He was drafted first overall by the Sharks in this year's draft. Players usually play 1 or 2 seasons in prep school before going to the CHL, USHL, or other junior leagues. When players are drafted into the AHL, players often speak of the sacrifices that their parents made. Let's dive into that. Without a lot of cash or even the right parents, chances are a young hockey player won't get very far. Several families said they shell out roughly $15,000 a year for a single season of AAA hockey in Hamilton, Ontario. Here's a breakdown of those costs. In a recent article, the author highlighted that a significant number of the league's Ontario-raised players are from suburban neighborhoods where most people are well educated, earn high incomes, and live in expensive homes. When looking at the postal codes for 218 players playing in the OHL, 80% came from neighborhoods with medium family incomes above the Ontario average of $81,000. Additionally, 66% came from neighborhoods with medium home values above the Ontario average of $300,000. It's also the soft costs that people don't necessarily think of. Competitive tournaments now start on Fridays, which means taking Friday off from work. Practices sometimes start before school, which requires having a job with the flexibility to accommodate that schedule. I used to teach hockey camps in the summer, and parents had to drop their kids off at 9 and pick them up at 5 Monday to Friday. But I never really thought about the fact that their parents are getting to work closer to 10, which isn't a typical work schedule. One OHL player said he started power skating lessons at 9 and quit other sports altogether at 13. His commitments only intensified when he cracked the OHL in 2014. His off-season schedule was 7 days a week. This included weights, stretching, hill runs, yoga, power skating, and skill development. He also played 4-on-4 in a local league every summer. Do you agree that hockey is only for the rich? Let me know in the comments below.